Hey ladies. Oh, when you just speak for the first time out loud in a day and you didn't know what you were gonna sound like, welcome back to the channel. I am answering a question from Alice today. It's a long one, so let's dedicate the whole episode to this. Buckle in. If you have a question you want submitted to the show about your HA recovery or fertility journey or anything really, please email dani at thehasociety.com or comment your question below, and I try my absolute best to answer them all. So here we go. The subject is HA question for a podcast maybe? Body image, huge weight gain. Hey Dani, first off, thanks for providing such a great support network for people like myself going through HA. You're welcome. Your podcast was actually the thing that pushed me to start making changes and get out of an unhealthy exercise addiction. So thank you. There's a lot of traffic going past right now, so forgive me if it's a bit loud. Remove my hair from it so it's not rustling. I'll try not to make this too long, but I'm emailing you as a bit of a last resort. I've been in HA recovery for about 2 years now, but I only really committed to it for about a year and a half. Making that decision to stop exercising and start eating anything and everything was a tough 6 months. Yeah, I feel you. My story really starts about 4 years ago when I developed long distance runner, I started anxiety medication, and I lost my appetite. You know where it goes from there. I went from 60 kilos to 48 kilos in about 3 months and ended up in a cardiac ward. I knew that wasn't the life I wanted, and I started to recover, but like I said before, probably didn't make any decent changes for a few years. I turned to the gym, as all quasi-recovery girlies do, and gained muscle, so I looked more healthy, but was kidding myself because in reality, I had only become lighter. My lowest weight was about 44 kilos as a 19-year-old at 164 centimeters. Woo! That's very lean. I found your podcast and I knew I had to make changes. Only a year ago, I started working with an HA coach and I got my period back in a month at about 60 kilos, back where I started. Nice. But it went away again about 5 months later and I was 65 kilos by then. From what I'm assuming was predominantly stress because I didn't make any radical exercise or dietary changes. Let that semi-trailer pass. I got it back a couple of months ago, my current weight being 71 kilos. If you're following those numbers, that's a 27 kilo, 60 pound weight gain. I'm not really asking for advice on how to keep my period or make it more optimal because I know what I have to do and I always have. But what I'm asking is for you to tell me to keep going. I cry every time I see myself and I've fallen into a depression. I've been working with a therapist on body image for years, but with no significant results. I just want to run and go to the gym and lose this weight. I don't know how to keep living like this. Every HA story I hear is always, oh, I gained about 10 pounds, but I also gained my life back. It's hard being the person who gained 60 pounds and hasn't gained their life back. I feel worse. I feel the worst I've ever felt, and I'm losing motivation to keep going. Any advice would be so appreciated. Deep down, I know I need to keep going, but at this point, I'm clutching at straws trying to stay afloat. I miss exercise, and I miss the feeling like I can go out into the world. I should mention that despite these strong feelings, I never skimp on recovery. I don't exercise except for walks and stretching. I eat every 2.5 to 3 hours, which explains the weight gain. I use stress management strategies, yada yada. I love yada yada. I hope one of your listeners hears this and knows they're not alone if they're in the same boat. Thanks, Dani. I hope you're able to respond. I know it's a long one and I had to reach out to someone. Oh, I got you. Okay. I'm also 164 centimeters and I also had to get to like 75 kilos. And today I am 10 kilos less than that. And it was a journey and it took a long time. The reality is you got very small very quickly and a lot was messed with the homeostasis and the equilibrium of your body. We need to have so much grace. Many women do not lose their period from that level of extreme weight loss. I didn't have that level of extreme weight loss. So I get to be one of those people who gained 10 pounds, 20 pounds. You had a very severe, extreme, and traumatic process that is going to require an additional challenging level of recovery for you, but you are not alone. Just like all of the other ladies listening to this, who need to hear the same thing. So yeah, keep going. You do deserve this. Why do you not deserve to heal, right? Why do you sort of need to rush back to this world of, you know, controlling your food and under eating, right? You know that you've already expressed, like, you don't need to be told what to do. You just need to be told to keep going. Absolutely. Like, I'm asking kind of a rhetorical question. Why you? Why would you not be allowed? You are allowed, you have permission, you deserve to recover. And I had someone tell me the exact same thing. You know, like, what is actually 71 kilos at 164 centimeters is absolutely appropriate. That is a totally appropriate size to height ratio. There is nothing obese about you, right? 75 kilos is appropriate for you. I was there and I sat there for a really long time, and I'm grateful I did, because it allowed me to do so many things, including be as healthy as possible. And when I did go back to training and exercise, I was able to handle it. So you need to be there, you need to sit there, you need to let it stay. Trying to check again if you said that you have your period at this weight now, or did you lose it? I got it back after being 71 kilos. Yeah. So yeah, you have your cycle. So wait the amount of time that you're comfortable waiting to be certain that, like, this is a cycle that's coming regularly and it looks great. And then, you know, give yourself permission to rest and, like, from recovery, to back off, to just live a regular life. I'm not saying go on a weight loss journey. That's not what's going to happen. We need you to recover and be healthy, and then enter into a maintenance phase where you are not pushing yourself, but you're also not necessarily focusing all your energies on recovery. You're living in the gray, you're living in the middle, and slowly but surely you can, like, re-assimilate into someone who is a regular exerciser, doing it from a place of health, never doing it from a place of extreme weight loss, never pairing intense exercise with intense calorie restriction, always being, like, having a pulse on your cycle. Maybe you do a small caloric deficit one day years from now, but you're never overdoing it. You're not pushing your body to, like, exercise the weight off on a calorie deficit. You know what I'm saying? You're doing it from an appropriate place. So right now, you're cycling, you're right where you need to be. Your weight is totally appropriate for your height. You're definitely in your head about this. And you completely deserve to keep going. So please do. And I hope that that was helpful for anyone else. I love that. I think that we could totally do another one. Let's see. This is a name that I can't pronounce because it is in Russian. Not only could I not pronounce it, I just have absolutely no idea what it says. But Russian friend, this is you. And the question is about, can I get my period back without any medications? Hi, Dani. I'll be really glad if you answer my question, because I'm afraid of bad outcomes in my situation. The thing is, I'm 19 and I haven't had a menstrual cycle since I was 14. The reasons were weight loss from 55 to 47 kilos at a height of 169 centimeters. I had the orthorexia. I had stress factors, preparing for exams, conflicts in family. I finally defeated my ED only in this year. I guess because since winter, I truly started to feel relaxed about eating sweets. I refused to eat anything that contained sugar since I was 14 to 16, and sport. I don't have any pathology in the brain, which I think means, like, the tumor, reproductive system, or any others. Oh, right. You don't have any testing done for anything. Okay. At the beginning of the problem, my doctor prescribed me pills, Dufaston, that was actually progesterone. It was helpful, but it didn't resolve the problem. I had artificial menses, but after I gave up taking these pills, no period came. She says drinking pills, which is so cute. You don't drink pills, but your English is great. The interesting fact is that in August, I suddenly started to feel that my breasts were tough, and at the end of the month, I had daub. I don't know what that means. The psychoanalytic said that it's due to the fact that I've started to live without my super controlling mother. I forgot. I got my first job, traveled alone, and even fell in love with a guy. But then autumn began, the uni came back, and I returned home where I live with my mom. The question is it really possible to have recovery without any medication? Should I just wait and try to live full life, or it could be a bit dangerous for me? May menses never come back without special treatment? Thanks a lot for your answer in advance. Oh, absolutely, your cycle can come back without any treatment. You answered your own question, right? You have this history. You are very tall, 169 centimeters, and then you got yourself down to 47. Just like Alice in the question before, you've been through a lot, right? So we don't get to push our body for a while. We need to stay in healing. The evidence that you got a cycle back while being away from stressful situations, in fun situations, and around people that you want to be around is very telling. That is the direction you need to go in. And I will say we handle stress better at a higher body weight. So the leaner you are, the more you're pushing your body, the less stress tolerance you have. So if you are trying to be lean, but also trying to live a stressful life with a stressful job or in a home with people who stress you out, you actually may have less stress tolerance than if you were at a higher body fat percentage. So eat food, get your weight up, you know what I mean? Get it to a place where you can handle these things, because like you're not you when you're hungry. You're not you when you're low estrogen. And that's the case, you're low estrogen. You may even find that living with people who you don't agree with is significantly more tolerable when you're producing estrogen and when you're not hungry. And that's something we don't talk about all the time, right? We say like, I just have this really stressful situation that makes it difficult. You know what? You might handle the stress better if you ate food. You become more flexible, you become more go with the flow, you become less easily irritated, you become less angry and anxious. The anxiety can almost fully resolve in a lot of people. So that would be my advice to you, to both of you guys, your questions today. The moral here is keep going. Acknowledge where you've been, acknowledge that it's probably playing a role in how you're handling your situation right now. And that it's absolutely possible for you to recover naturally. You just need to let your body do what it needs to do. Stop hyper controlling it and live your life, and you'll get there. Live your life and ovulate, as we say. Thanks for listening today, guys. I hope this was helpful for you. I will see you guys next week. And again, if you have anything you want to submit, please put it in the comments below or email me, or you can DM me on Instagram, whatever works for you. And we'll see you guys next week. Bye.